Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nori. Today we have an acrylic nail infill. On this client, her nails are 3 weeks old. This set was very festive. She wanted glitter, she wanted a deep French, she wanted stones, she wanted caviar beads, she wanted 3D flowers. We went all out for this set. Right now I'm taking off her stones with an old pair of cuticle nippers. I usually use the same pair, but I always try to save the older pairs that start to dull, because you can use those to remove stones and other charm embellishments. The adhesive I used to secure these stones was Stick It by Ugly Duckling. It works incredibly well. She only lost a few stones. She's very rough with her hands. She works with her hands, but it worked well. Right now I'm taking down the gel polish. She broke this one with a small 3x coarse safety carbide bit. I am removing the flowers. I'm also going to be removing quite a bit of lifting. As I said before, she works with her hands. She's required to sanitize her hands quite frequently at work. She's also required to wash her hands completely in a antibacterial scrub. So she usually has quite a bit of lifting when she returns after 3 or sometimes 4 weeks. I use gelish pH bond to prime her nails, and I also use 2 coats of protein bond by Young Nails. And even with those products, she still has a bit of minimal lifting. This set of nails was actually done using both acrylic powder as well as hard gels from Light Elegance. The nail that I'm filing in particular is Light Elegance. They're hard gels that come in the pot. These are their glitters. Their glitters are so beautiful, and they're very, very pigmented and bright. This gel polish is from Red Carpet Manicure, and this is a great brand as well. I don't see many people using them. I've usually purchased mine online through Nordstrom.com, or I've purchased them in Ulta, where they have the colors available in stock on shelves. The process of removing the old design and gel polish usually takes me, honestly, about 10 to 15 minutes, especially when you have nail embellishments like these 3D flowers, or you file down the acrylic very thin to add hard gel in its place. I try to remove as much of the gel polish and glitter as I can without burning my client. You don't want to file in the same place for an extended period of time. You want to keep moving your e-file over the entire nail so that you're not causing heat spikes. You don't want to cause any burning, and you certainly don't want to file into the nail plate with your e-file. These drill bits are very sharp. This is a 3XC safety carbide bit, which means this is a extra coarse carbide bit. The flutes, which are the teeth on the carbide bit, are very sharp, so you want to definitely keep moving and not stay in the same place for too long. Here I'm filing as much of the lifting as I possibly can. As I said before, she has to keep her hands in water quite a bit to keep them sanitized for her job while she's working. So she's always washing her hands, and because of that, unfortunately, she has more lifting than most of my other clients. Most of my clients do really well. They come back in 2 to 3 weeks. They have no lifting. But this client is a bit of a challenge. So usually I do 1 coat of pH bond and 2 coats of young nails. Lately I've started doing a bit of a mixture. I'll do 2 dehydrators and 3 primers. It's helping a bit, but it's going to be a bit of a trial and error. I actually want to try a different product on this client for the next time. Light Elegance has a product called Tact, and it is a great primer. I want to try that on her and see what happens, and I'll definitely record the video and we'll see how her nails look in a future video. I'm going over the nails now with a medium sanding band. This I use to remove the cuticle from the nail plate and to smooth out the cuticle, as well as the acrylic that has lifted. I'm going in now with a cuticle bit. This is a spear shaped bit. I purchased this one on Amazon for $6.99. It works incredibly well for getting into the little crevices. I'm going in now with Mia's Secret Multi-Balance Acrylic Powder, as well as Young Nails Monomer. I love Young Nails Monomer. For me, it works relatively fast. It's a medium to fast setting monomer, and I like that. I work fast and I don't need a slow setting monomer. This is also the Greg Salo Young Nails acrylic brush. This is a number 12. The Greg Salo brush is really great. I find that it is a bit smaller than some of my other acrylic brushes that I have from Glitter Planet that are size 12s. They're just a tad bit bigger, but I love this brush. I love the bristles. It applies acrylic very well. It picks up great beads and it doesn't hold too much monomer. So I always tend to grab this one first. I love Young Nails products. They have great products, and a lot of their products are very affordable. Here I'm going in and I am doing the infill, and I'm also filling in the gaps that she has in her side walls. Sometimes she has these divots in the side wall, and it's just from work, from what she does. She hits her nails a lot at work. So when she comes back after her 2 to 3 weeks, they're usually a bit ragged. She's hit them, and you can tell that these are working hands. Going in now, and I am finishing the infill. I'm trying to keep the acrylic as thin as possible. This client in particular does not like thick acrylic. Even though her job is very labor intensive, she prefers that her acrylic look as thin as possible. We've gone back several times, back and forth with what I feel is the appropriate thickness for her job, but it's really about what the client wants and what they're paying for. And I voice my opinions and concerns, and I do what the client wants. Here we're going in, and once again I'm just trying to redefine her shape as well as her sidewalls. These are actually her nails. This is going to be an overlay maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It started as a full set. She had no nails, and we've grown them out over the last 3 months. She prefers her own nails because she prefers the natural curve of the nails. One thing that we go back and forth with is when she breaks a nail, she does not like curved tips. It's a battle. It's a battle. Like I said, I do what the clients want essentially, but she will not put a curved tip on to match the natural curvature of her nails. But going in and continuing the fill-in, trying to bulk up some of the nails so that we can file them into a better shape. I tell people to do this instead of taking the nail down completely to replace the tip. You can always just fill in the sidewalls and widen the nail. Here I'm going in with a Young Nails Form, and we are going to repair her index finger that she broke. I always start when I do forms, I always start the acrylic by the cuticle area, and then I go in and I will apply acrylic to the free edge. It's just the way that I've taught myself how to do it. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I do think that there are ways to do nails that are more time efficient, but this seems to work best for me, starting at the cuticle and working my way down. I'm really trying to lengthen the nail so that it is the length of the other nails, and I'm trying to keep it into the coffin shape that she likes. She really likes that shape. She rarely does anything else but coffin. And this bead here we're going to put right by the apex area, and I brush it down just to brush it back towards the cuticle. And we're going to get a side profile, and you can see that the nail filled in very nicely. Now I'm going in with a file. This is a 100 grit file. These are actually the disposable files. I like these better because they're more sanitary. You can sanitize and disinfect the metal file and just replace the file pad. Here we're shaping the free edge. I am trying to debulk the sidewalls as well as get them into shape. Now, this client likes her sidewalls to curve. It happens naturally, but with acrylic, once you do an infill, it has an unnatural shape. Here you see me putting on the nail pad on the metal file. My favorite nail file pads to use are from Glitter Planet UK. I love 100 grit and 80 grit. 180 grit, 240 grit, those are very, very fine, and unless you're doing a natural manicure or a gel manicure, they don't work for acrylic whatsoever. So I always try to stick with 80 grit to 100 grit or 180 grit. So I'm going in and I am shaping her sidewalls. Here we are going in and we're shaping and filing the nail that we repaired and replaced her free edge. This nail is going to be straighter than the other nails that have started to naturally curve. She doesn't mind. She would not let me put a curved tip to match the other nails, so it's going to be a bit straighter, but in the end you won't be able to tell so much once we file to shape, add the design, take pictures. You won't be able to tell that index nail is more straight than others. So I hold my files a plethora of ways. It helps me just to define the shape to the best of my ability. And I like moving the nail from side to side to make sure that everything is as even and matches on each side as much as possible. It's a hard thing to do, especially on camera, because I usually turn the hand towards me with the nails facing upwards. It gives me a better viewing angle, and it lets me know exactly where I need to file to straighten the sidewalls. Here I'm going in with a coarse, this is a coarse carbide bit, and I use this to file the nails into shape and to smooth the acrylic as much as possible. It also debulks the nail quite nicely. As I said, she doesn't like thick nails, so I really have to go in and really redefine this shape. Once again, guys, I really want to apologize for these angles. I am not used to the camera. Even though I purchased a monitor that is sitting directly to the right of me, I often forget to find the perfect angle in the camera, the viewfinder, as well as the monitor. Once I get into the zone of actually doing nails, shaping them, polishing them, applying the design, I often forget that I'm recording. So it's gonna be an adjustment. I am really trying to improve because one of the things we all appreciate with nail videos are the up close shots, as well as having the shot in focus. So I do apologize. It will improve. It's just it's very much a trial and error. I'm just not used to the camera, not used to filing a certain way. Usually I have their nails all over the place. I'm pulling their hands, turning, twisting, but when you're filming, you have to kind of stay in a frame, and that becomes a bit of a hassle. So it's just something that I need to get used to. I'm also going to be doing more designs on my practice hands for the channel. You know, those can be a bit more stationary and I won't go out of focus as much. But we're just going over everything now with the medium sanding band. I'm trying to smooth the acrylic as much as possible. I'm trying to make it as flush to the cuticle area. We're going over now with a little brush just to remove all of the dust. And now I usually like to go over all of my nails with a no wipe top coat, and this one is from D&D, I believe. I love this top coat. It's very thin and it doesn't bulk up the nails. A lot of top coats can be very thick and it can distort the shape if you forget to wipe the side walls. So that's why I love this top coat. It's very thin and it's reasonably priced. I think I only paid about $8 for this bottle and it lasts a very long time. But I usually go this process of going over the nails, it smooths the nails for me before I apply gel polish. I find that it could be just the drill bits that I'm using or my finish filing technique, but if I go straight from gel polish sometimes to, if I go straight from filing to applying gel polish, I find that it looks very rough and you can really see any of the imperfections that are left over in the acrylic. But if I apply the clear coat, I don't really experience that as much. This is Daisy from the gel bottle. For me, this is the whitest gel polish. That silver you see on her middle finger is actually a silver pigment. It was ordered for makeup, and when I received it, I didn't really like it for makeup, so I just decided to use it for nails. I mixed it with a bit of clear builder gel to make a paste, and I use it as a base for silver glitter. Sometimes depending on the glitter, it can be very sparse, so just by adding this as a base, anything that the silver glitter doesn't cover, this silver shimmery base will. The pink that we're using is from Madame Glam. Now, I'm not sure if I'm the only person that's experiencing this, but and it only seems to be with their pink shades. For me, when I use their pinks, once I cure them and remove them from the light, I always notice that they're darker. So if it's a hot pink, once it's removed from the light, it looks like a deeper dark pink. You're going to see a very brief clip of it. If I can catch it, I'll definitely bring it to your attention. But the pink that you see here, it's just going to be a shade here. You can see on the left, it was the polish uncured, and what was on the nail plate that had been in the light for 30 seconds appears darker. It's just their pink shades. No other shade does that for me. I still love Madame Glam, and they still have the most beautiful colors. But if anyone else is experiencing their pink shades darkening once cured, please leave a comment. It drives me crazy. I feel like maybe I'm doing something wrong. Here I'm going in with Vetro Silver Leaf gel polish. I absolutely love this polish. It is very pigmented. Instead of glitter, it looks like silver flakes, silver leaf, It's absolutely beautiful. And you kind of see it here with this polish. As I'm polishing, you can see in the beginning that the shade underneath was just a tad darker than what I'm applying now. Please leave a comment. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I only need to cure it for 10 seconds instead of 30. But you know, on the website it says 30, but I've never seen anyone mention the colors turning darker. I have a sun UV light, so I'm not sure what the issue could be. But we're gonna go in with a marbling technique with alcohol inks. And my client wanted solid pinks on her thumb and pinky, and then she wanted marble nails, and she wanted one glitter nail. Here we are going in with CHÉRI Marble Tints in Beryl Pink, and I wanted to go very, very bold and have darker areas of the pink. She wanted it just a very sheer wash of pink. She didn't want it as dark as the nails. We butted heads because I told her, I said, once I apply the top coat, it's not going to look as pigmented. But I do what the client wants. I am here to please. But she just wanted a very sheer wash of color. I love these inks because they move around nicely with either acetone or alcohol. And I usually try to tell people, when you're using alcohol inks, to use 70 or 91 proof alcohol because it just dries faster. It works better with alcohol inks than 50 proof alcohol. It just takes forever. We're going in with a bit of striping tape laid down vertically as well as horizontally on her index. She loves striping tape. I utterly despise striping tape. I find that it's so hard to keep it down, but I've learned now that you have to secure the edges of striping tape with a product. So I always use the gel bottle rubber top coat to secure my striping tape on the edges. I went in with Stick It to apply the stones. The stones here that you see are crystal AB. There's also some chalk white stones. We're going in with silver caviar beads, and we are just creating a cluster of a design. She didn't want anything in particular, but she wanted something just to make it stand out a bit and give it a bit of sparkle. These stones are from Ocean Nail Supply. I may have just said that. I apologize. I love Ocean Nail Supply. They have a great selection of stones, and also many different sizes. But I tell people all the time that you can get stones from AliExpress. There are stones on eBay. There are several places that you can purchase stones for reasonably priced, as well as Swarovskis are still sold in Michaels, I believe. So definitely check that out. But I like to apply the caviar beads around the stones just to make it look like a bit of jewelry, as if these stones are in a setting. And my clients really like that look, as opposed to the stones just being up against one another. Here I'm going in with the D&D top coat to top coat the nails. Right now I'm going around the stones to secure them even further with the, oh my goodness, this product, it's from Nail Supply Glamour, and it is their 2-in-1 sealer pen, as well as it's on one end it's a pen, on the other end it's a brush. It works really well for securing the stones. My clients rarely lose their stones anymore once I started sealing around the edges with this. That product in particular I love. I'm going to leave a link for it in the description box, and I believe it costs $11.99, and it lasts for quite a long time because I've had this pen now for over 6 or 7 months. You only need a bit. Here her striping tape is lifting. which is why I despise striping tape. So I'm going in with a very small little LED flashlight, and I don't know if you could tell, but I was holding the striping tape down. We're going in with our channel recommendation, and it is Ardell's Nails. Please check out her channel. These are pictures of the final look. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.